Oh, guess what? We're
Live.
live.
We seem to be alive.
It's
Again.
alive.
It's alive.
Did you notice that
Forward,
we
man.
always, at least one of us tells that
Yes.
every single
It's
show?
required at this point. I think it's like
Yeah, I
how the
guess
show opened. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Hello there. Hello.
Hi.
Yes. Finally, it has been more than a month since the last time because we just couldn't find the time.
Yeah, but it's still May, so it was
so
previous was May, so this is June.
It's all
It was
because
just-
Baker.
it's like, because the
Baker.
first one was the beginning of May, right? Or the last one was like near the beginning of May, and now we're near the end of June. So
Yep.
it feels like a really long time.
Yeah, and it's Tuesday. It's a weird timing.
And it's during the
but,
day.
No, it's evening.
It's evening here. Yeah.
Yes. It's noon for me, though.
Noon.
Nice.
It's
Noon.
and 7 p.m. for us. So 7 hours difference.
Yay. So let me see now. So today's episode is all about us. Finally, our egos can go all out and talk about ourselves only. We don't have to listen to the others. I mean, like, we have to whenever we get to finish. We have to.
This is the episode the three of us have been waiting for. After this, we quit.
This is the 10th episode. This will be the last one. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna end up telling the secrets that Alina is not aware about. And then,
How many other secrets?
so the next topic.
So many secrets.
All right. So we always talk about recent plays first. Should we talk about them? We had a crazy month of plays.
Yeah.
It was more than a month since the last episode, so we played quite a few really cool games, I would say. But is there something that, Baker, you have played?
Yeah, let me pull up the app right now for June.
Oh, the board game stats, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
On Android.
What's that?
On Android.
Yeah, I have the iDevice, but
This
iCloud.
crap.
iCloud.
yeah, I'm part of the evil empire. I recognize that. You know, there was a time when Apple was the underdog and not the evil empire, but you know, things changed. That's when the rebels win, then they become the empire. You know, that's how it works. Anyway, yeah. So it's around here somewhere. I can't get to it right now. Euphoria, which is one of Jamie Stegmaier's. I don't know if it's his first design, but it's one of his early designs. And it was him and Alan Stone, who, of course, is the co-founder of Stonemaier Games. And it's basically, I guess, like World War III's happened or something, and the world is pretty much mostly a wasteland. And then you've got one faction, the Euphorians, that are living in this city that supposedly is, you know, a utopia, but then you realize it's actually a dystopia. And you have the choice, like prior to the game, the way the story goes, I could run away and just try to, you know, just leave the society, or I'll try to bend it to my will and make it where, you know, I actually use it to my advantage. And so that's where the game begins. And it's essentially a worker placement game. You have dice that are your workers, and the pips on the dice actually represent their knowledge. And if they become too knowledgeable and they realize they're in a dystopia, they'll actually run away, and then you lose your workers.
Yeah.
So
I think that was
you're managing.
the part is coolest.
Yeah. Have y'all played? Y'all played Euphoria then?
Yeah, we've played it once, I think, but quite some time ago.
So you have knowledge and you have morale. And morale is how many cards you have in your hand that you can use for various things. And the knowledge, the higher your knowledge, the more likely your workers are going to run away. And you're collecting all kinds of goods and stuff. And basically you're trying to put out these stars that are your authority. And once you get 10 authority out on the board in all the different possible places, then you win. And it's a lot of fun. We've played it 3 or 4 times so far. And my wife likes it, and I like it. I think this one will get to the table more than Viticulture did. Unfortunately, because I really liked Viticulture a lot, but I was the only one around here that did. So.
This one is really cool aesthetics and theme and such. So you get these lovely dice as well, and I like the worker placement aspect of bumping and such. So, I don't remember much about the game itself, but I mean,
yeah, kind of same here.
I remember that I pulled out a win, so and I liked the game, but the other
Because it's a
players
lot of
didn't like it that much, and Alina
Yep.
didn't like it that much. So
Yes,
why we
that's the
got rid
thing.
of it.
I remember that I didn't really like the game, and I remember we got rid of the game kind of because of me, but I don't remember the reason I didn't like it. It was
Well, I
so
know
long time
that
ago.
if you only played it once, I could definitely see it as feeling a little bit, not necessarily overwhelming, but rudderless. Like you're not really sure what you should be doing. Because the first time that we played it, there were just so many options on the board that,
Yeah.
and I will say the board's a little bit busy. So sometimes it's hard to see where you can put stuff on the board until you're familiar with it. And the first play we played, we liked it okay. The second time we played it, Brandy asked for another play immediately after because it clicked the second time we played, and we both liked it a lot after that.
Cool.
But yeah, these are the cool worker dice that you get. That's for the
Yep.
green.
Yep, this is seriously cool.
So yeah, no, I've enjoyed this one a good bit so far. And of course, it's Stonemaier Games, which means that there's no cubes. It's all like the water looks
Custom
like water
tokens.
drops,
Yep.
and the clay looks like a block of clay, and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like that. It's the production value. It was really cool there as well. And there was some mistakes with the cards, and he just pulled out the replacements for the cards. So as I remember,
Yeah, I think I have the edition that was fixed because there was actually a sticker on the back of the box when I first got it covering something
Okay.
up, and so yeah,
Cool.
I think I have the corrected edition.
cool.
I'll try to put it away before it all falls out all over the place.
So I had quite a few games I want to talk about, but first I want to mention the game we made a preview for. It's Rise of Tribes. I think it's still on Kickstarter right now, so should be
Probably
there.
a couple more days, I think.
Yeah.
I should check actually.
It's basically a theme is all about prehistoric tribe. You are building this up, and basically every tribe wants to get to 15 points. Whoever gets to 15 points will win the game. That's the whole point of the game. So you're gonna.
Well,
get,
I like that they put it inside the theme as well.
yeah. That what?
It's doing really well on Kickstarter. It had a $10,000
Yeah.
goal and it said 227,000.
Yeah, it has so many
I-
cool things in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like basically you roll the dice and it's really easy. Like the base game, the complete base game that we got, it was really easy. So you roll the dice and you assign them to various actions by basically like creating either just a normal action or the weak action or the strong action. You can move, you can do more, like put more meeples out. You can create the technologies or score like whatever the achievements cards, and such. So I liked all these aspects, but it was rather light for us. We felt like it was okay. It was a little bit too light, maybe. We tried it with the special abilities of the tribe leaders. But now, as we see in Kickstarter, there are so many things with stretch goals that are added to the game. And we got like, and there's the standard version and deluxe version. And basically, if you can get the deluxe version because it looks awesome, it has so many custom wooden things there inside. And all the stretch goals add to the game, to the standard or to the whatever, the deluxe version. They add to the game quite a lot, as I have seen. So I think it will be worth buying this game. It's accessible. It's sort of like a gateway plus. So, and I like the theme and the art on the box. The art as a whole is just gorgeous.
What was the main mechanisms, did you say?
Basically, the dice placement, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dice placement, expanding, and area control. I mean.
Okay. Cool.
So that would
Well,
be.
we felt it as a base game. We felt that it would be just perfect as a gateway game. But once you start adding on those additional things like special abilities, it really, for me, we only tried those special abilities of the leaders. It already came alive for as a gamers. But if you start adding more, they would be even cooler. But I really, really, really like those events there. Because not in most of the cases, the events don't really change game a lot or don't add so much money. In most of the cases, you don't really care. But here you might have a mammoth on the board or something else. All of them felt so cool, like really cool.
Yeah, the events were different, completely different. So that's Rise of Tribes for me.
Nice.
So,
yeah, I just checked. It's going to be on a Kickstarter for 9 more days. So really suggest to check it out.
So you have a lot of time. So
Well,
From
I
this day.
just
I do have a Kickstarter opening right now, so I'll have because Zaya Embers of a Forsaken Star just came in, so now I only have 2 outstanding Kickstarters, which means I have an opening. So I need to.
oh,
I'll
you
go
can
and check
only
it
have
out.
only 2 at a time.
I
So you
only
have a
allow
limit?
myself to have 3 outstanding
Oh.
Kickstarters at a time, and so since
Oh,
Zaya
cool.
came in, I've got 2 outstanding, Gloomhaven and Kingdom Death, and so now I need to find something to fill that 3rd spot. So I'll take a
Wait,
look
you
at it.
mean like 3 of them, the ones like are on the way to you, or what do
Right,
you mean?
yeah. So if I
Ah,
pledge
okay.
for it, but it's not here, then I
Okay.
consider that to be outstanding.
Ah,
and
okay, okay.
so Zaya came in last or a couple days ago, and so now I have 2 that I have pledged for, but I don't have yet. So now
Mhm.
I've got to wait for them. But that means I have 1 spot available, because otherwise all I would do is Kickstart. I wouldn't go back and get any, like I've never would have gotten Euphoria or any of these
Yep.
older games.
Yeah, it's super easy to go that way.
Right,
Really,
exactly.
like,
So I
slip in that.
have to really kind of balance myself there.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
I actually, by the way, I
did
just
that.
counted how many new games we played since the last the Fellowship of the Punchboard show, and
Yeah.
it's exactly 30.
Oh,
That's a
13
lot.
games?
30.
to give you an idea of like my level of play throughout a year. So let's say just for this year, I've played 26 new games total for the year so far.
For the year, you mean like 2017 or like?
2017. For 2017, yeah.
Okay,
I see.
no idea.
So yeah, we
Yeah, I
played
should
more.
check later. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
all
we
have a-
kind of put ourselves a goal. So we had at some moment we had 80 unplayed games, which was seriously stressing me personally out because I was like, it was so not okay with that.
it was
So
stressing me.
so we put ourselves a goal that we first of all we won't get so many games. We managed to limit our BFF in UK in US, Kyle.
Yes.
And now we have kind of limit that we are allowed to buy 1 new game if we have played 10. So, and it works really well. So, and by the way, yeah, of course, obviously the thing that Ilya changed the work and we have more time now. So it definitely is working. And we have now like 32 unplayed or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Which is
Impressive.
really cool. Yeah.
But you know, what's again, you have more unplayed games than I have new games for 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. So
I'm just
Alina,
saying that I aspire to be more like y'all. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So for me, let's say a new decade or a new, I don't know, something new started completely. So Osprey Games sent us a game for a review, which first it was like, yeah, neither of us is like really interested in the game, but yeah, it doesn't feel like, we didn't feel like rejecting, so we got the game. This one, Shahrazad. Probably you've heard about it.
I think I saw it pop up on y'all's channel, but I have not heard of it myself.
So the game plays 1 or 2 players, and we thought, yeah, in order to make like a good review, we should try at least like we always try different kinds of players, and I thought, okay, fine, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play solo because before that it was like, nope, no solos for me.
That's not something y'all do, right? Neither one of you.
Yeah, and I played it solo, and I actually fell in love with it.
Aha!
It really felt like a small puzzle, you know, like a small app game that you lost, but it took me like 10 minutes. You know, let me try again, and I played it again.
Game and get some going.
Yeah, so it's really neat. It's like super puzzly. It's just like you just have to put the tiles in certain order. You have some limitations how much you can put, and you need to put like numbers from like in a ascending order and in different rows, and you will get points by connecting colors. So it's the idea behind that is like it's the Arabian like 1001 Night story where you are telling stories in the evening to the king, and your story has to be interesting and entertaining. So when I just tried, when I was like, I read the rules, I started playing, I was like, oh yeah, come on, it's easy. And I was executed on the first night, so I didn't even get to the second round.
That's dark. Right.
Well, the game doesn't tell that you're executed, but obviously if you know the story, then yeah, if you don't tell good enough story, then you're executed.
I was gonna say, it says for ages 8+, but you're executed on the first night.
Yes.
I'm looking at
so
this.
that's definitely
really nice
that's like a huge highlight for me, because really after this game I started trying out other games solo. I was like, okay, I'm interested. Let me try something else solo, or some like out of those games we have at home. And I tried a couple more, and I like them. And I started really digging into like the solo games. So I'm gonna just tell my next one. I was so proud that I found rare copy in US for like decent price. I asked my colleague to order, and he brought me from US. It's Deep Space D6. And like 3 days after I got the game, it came out to Kickstarter. I was like, damn. Yeah, but this one is like.
But now, that's not just solo though, right?
No, it's solo only. It's solo only.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's in. I think it's in Kickstarter again right now. Like, oh no, it's just ended. Yeah, it's like reprints. Okay. Yeah, but it's really neat, like magnetic box, and it has really like little art, nearly not at all. Let me show you some ships.
Did they update that for the new one on Kickstarter?
No, they won't. They're gonna keep it that way. So there's nearly no art. It's just kind of like, I don't know if you see, just more like blueprints or like plans of the ships. So it is a spaceship, and you are managing your team, and you have to go through different hazards. You're gonna have hazards like outside, different ships attacking, and some hazards inside, which are attacking like your teams. And you have to get through basically all deck, and you will have the boss. So like a final battle. And this is again the game where you will fail several times before you're gonna win. And it's kind of same. It's like addictive. It's perfect game where you have like nearly no art, but the theme comes out with the mechanics and the gameplay. So you're gonna feel that there's like a bit right. It's going your way, but it's not affecting until at some moment it's gonna crash with you, and you don't know when it's gonna happen. So and all kind of stuff like that. So yeah, I really like it.
We're getting bored already. Let's go with the multiplayer games.
Yeah, but maybe Baker is not, because you are playing solos, right?
I played quite a you know what? Let's go back to Board Game Stats app real quick.
By the way, you should try Deep Space D6.
20% of my plays are solo.
Really? You should.
Well, actually,
Baker, you have to check out the Deep Space D6. By the way, you really do.
Yeah. Well, now I'm about to put it on my wish list. All time, 10% of my plays are solo. There's some stats for you. It's like we're a sports show. All right, Deep Space. That's going on my wish list now.
Cool. But anyway.
Listen to cool.
But maybe you have something else to talk about.
Yeah. Let's see, what else have I played? Oh, you know what I tried just the other day? So I just got back from vacation in Ohio, and while I was up in Ohio, I went and met up with Carl Gannon, who's one of I follow him on Twitter. He follows me, and we've talked back and forth for a while, but we've never actually met. So I went and met up with him at his local game store up in Ohio, and he brought Century Spice Road,
I see.
which used to be called Caravan, and then for various reasons they changed the name. And so I got to try that out, and the rules are 2 pages back and front of like a flyer. So the rules are very, very simple, but with those simple rules, it feels like there are a ton of decisions that you can make, like options as far as where you could go with your strategy in the game. And it was just so much fun. And then it has some really cool artwork. And, everybody says that this game could replace Splendor. And I could definitely see where that feeling comes from. And I hope that my wife, I definitely am going to buy the game now. It's sealed for me now after playing it one time. It's a really cool game with some really fun components and fun gameplay. And basically all it really is, though, is it's the epitome of get these cubes to then trade those cubes for other cubes. Like that's really the entire core of the mechanics in this game. But because it's a pretty quick game, I think we played it in 20 minutes with 3 players. It's not a problem that it's such a basic level as far as the mechanisms go. And like I said, even with those basic mechanisms, it feels like there's a lot of strategy to be had in that game. So Century Spice Road is one that I just got done, learning and playing, and I'm excited to get my hands on it.
Have you tried what was the game they're really comparing it to, Ilya?
What?
Splendor. Have you tried Splendor?
Yeah, no, Splendor is my wife's favorite game right now, probably.
How would you compare these two?
I think that there's a lot of comparison there. I think that I could see why people compare them, and I do think that they could scratch a similar itch. And I'm hoping that by getting Century, that maybe we'll back off of Splendor a little bit. Not because I don't like Splendor, but we've played it like 55 times. And
would you agree that, like, if you like Splendor, that you're gonna play Century Spice Road, and opposite way around?
I think
because we didn't like. We didn't care about the Splendor.
Oh well, actually, good news for you. Carl had his wife or girlfriend there, and she did not like Splendor at all. But this was her first time playing Century, and from what I could tell, pretty sure she liked it. Well, she won, so there's that. Mm-hmm. And I think that she liked it as well. So yeah, if you don't like Splendor, you might like Century, and it feels like Splendor, but with a little bit more going on. Mm-hmm. And the board is not as static as it is in Splendor. There's new cards coming out all the time, but with those new cards, they feel more like there's more to them than just, okay, this is a guy who gives you, it's just a different number of points, but with the same idea. You know what I mean? With Century, the cards all have, different combinations of cubes that they'll give you for other combinations of cubes. And I don't know. I think that it's a little bit better than Splendor. I think that it has more to offer. And I think that people that don't like Splendor potentially could like Century.
Yeah, I mean, like the theme kills it completely.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Why?
They had, because back with Caravan, they were going to have the two different themes. They were going to have this theme, and they were
like the Crystal Golem would have been a great theme. I mean,
well, if they couldn't use the Crystal Golem theme, they should have come up with something else, something different. I know there have been like legal reasons behind it or something like that. So they just really should have rethemed it because, come on, they trade in Mediterranean and I don't know.
Like you get like the game is okay, it's themeless, and then you get out the most generic theme out there.
Yep.
You could do anything. Like it's not like there's only one theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So totally agree with that. Now I want to mention a few games still. You were talking about.
Oh, do you?
Yes. So one of the recent discoveries, I'm going to talk about the other one later. One of the recent discoveries for me was Ninjato. If you know, Ninjato is this kind of, how to say, it's a worker placement game. It's like ninjas going, like they are ninjas thieves, something like that, going into houses, trying to steal the, whatever, the goods, treasures. And then they are trying to influence the politicians who they are. I mean, like in Japanese, whatever. And they are trying to steal influence the politicians and try to get the most points. Whatever, yeah, the theme. It's quite there. I mean, like the component-wise, this game looks really cool. You have these big wooden stars, shurikens. Yeah, they call them shurikens. So this is really cool. The game itself is cool because there's that push-your-luck element. Whenever you go to one of the houses in order to raid it, to go on a theft, basically, you pull out guards, and the guards have this kind of a defense value. You need to go through this defense value with the cards in your hand. So you have in your hand you have cards with numbers. So you need to play. Sometimes you have to play the numbers that are lower than the defense. Sometimes you need to play the numbers that are higher than defense. It depends if you either want to go stealth or attacking.
Yes,
and that's really cool. Yeah. And you go like you probably want to get more treasures, so you have to push your luck, for example. So let's say if you want to go further, you have to pull out another guard and then try to defeat him, and then another guard if you want to go further, which is really, really cool because at some point, if you pile the whole stack of treasures and then at the last guard, he's gonna just smack you. You lose all but one treasure. So that's cool that you need to go. There are treasures which are less value, more value. You need to go from less to more value. And some guards trigger the alarm, which means that the special guards will come with some of the most valuable treasures. So, and they have this extra things there. So,
where the guards come, they're carrying treasures for you to
like
steal?
basically, yeah, each guard sort of represents one treasure. Yeah, each guard guards one treasure. So whenever you defeat a guard, you can take one treasure with the lowest value available.
I'm sensing a flaw in their security plan if they're carrying the treasures they're guarding. They should go to a safe room. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Really cool. You get extra skills.
It sounds cool.
Yeah, the theme is there. This game is not as difficult. The rules aren't that huge or something like that. The long. I did like, it's an older game. It's 2011. It was just as like, basically I wanted it for a long time, but I wasn't sure. Then we bought it eventually in the auction in Essen. We didn't play it for quite some time, and now we recently played it, and it was like cool.
Because
Alina didn't.
If you check the cover, it's very not inviting. It's very anti-inviting. I don't like the cover. It's just so bad. It's just so bad.
Really,
I can look at the game itself, but just don't show me the cover if you want to, like, if you ask me to play it. But yeah, it was so much better than I actually expected. Like, I really thought it's gonna be whatever. Just play it once and we're gonna get rid of it. But yeah, I was super surprised that I liked it.
Collection. Yeah, that's cool.
I'll admit that the cover, if I just like, well, it does have a ninja guy there who's just killed somebody, so that's cool. I don't know, but
I'm fine with the cover. It's fine.
Wait, that woman's got a knife in her hand, doesn't she? Oh man, she's about to throw down. Actually,
something like that, yeah.
So it's a bit dark cover. I mean, like, probably, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Perhaps.
Overall, yeah, I was really impressed by Ninjato, and I wanted to like it. But I was losing hope. I mean, like, it's an older game, you know, it doesn't have that good ratings. I mean, like, it has good ratings, but I don't know.
See, that's the problem. It sounds like it has the ability. The concept sounds really cool. So, but you're saying it just didn't quite play out that way.
But I mean, no, for at least, like, yeah, before we played it, the sort of perception, what we expect. I expected a little bit more, but I wasn't expecting much, and then I got much more than I was expecting. And Alina was like, instead of her thinking that, oh, we will play it and sell it right away, she was like, oh, really cool game, let's keep it in the collection. So it's a win-win.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. I thought you were saying that you were disappointed by it.
No, I really thought it was like, yeah, let's, like, you know, whatever, let's just play it once, just forget about it, because I was so against the game for quite some time.
You were thinking that before.
Yes, before, but then I played and I liked it. I just don't want to see the cover. So
it's a good surprise. So.
Yeah,
sure, yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, the other one, which is similar type, was is Histrio. If you know, it's by Bombix. It's by Bruno Catala and Christian Martinez, I think. Yeah.
How is it similar?
Yeah, I mean, like, the situation where at some point we didn't really believe. Probably, at least for me, I didn't really believe if we will still like the game, because we bought it last year, a long time ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't really compare. So the emotions were completely different, though.
For you, but for me, it's almost the same.
Fine.
So
yeah,
I
no.
wanted to begin this game because this game looks cool. You have this 3D theater made out of this cardstock. You can turn the mood of the king from drama from tragedy to comedy, and basically, what's this game about? It's outguessing. You have 8 locations. And you have some cards laid out into these 8 locations. You have actors, you have acrobats, but basically actors score you the most points, and the acrobats are special abilities. So you want to get these cards, and you want to change the mood of the king so that, like, for example, if the majority of cards you have are the comedy actors, you want to get the king to comedy mood. So that way you will score points. But points are basically money. So money points, whatever. But it was really cool where you have each one of you has a deck from 1 to 8. These are the locations. You choose simultaneously. You choose the locations. You reveal them, and then you go to these locations. If only one player will go to that location, he gets all the cards at that location. If more than one player go to one location, then the cards are discarded, and you get nothing. Basically, you get like a small bonus for that. Translation bonus, I mean, but basically, yeah, it's really cool outguessing. So I think that Baker will go into this location because it has these kind of cards. He really wants them. So should I go there? Should I go there? Should I mess with him, or should I go to other location? And then it's like outguessing, outsmarting, outthinking, and then eventually you all end up in one location, and all the cards are discarded. I mean, like, because you were thinking that, oh, that and that and that and that, and then you, bam. And I really like that. And
I really like that as well.
The rules are simple. It's rather towards the family style game. I mean, like, oh, maybe a special bit is maybe like a midweight to light, but really cool looking with these small miniatures, such ships, these roosters as managers. So it's anthropomorphic world.
I gotta look this up now because it sounds different than what I was expecting this game to be.
Yeah, I was just expecting just I'm gonna go grab some cards and do something, but basically the whole concept is all about this outguessing.
I'm not sure why the game doesn't have the buzz, because I think that was the reason why Ilya didn't really believe in the game, and that's the reason why I wasn't like so like really looking into playing it. Because for some reason it really went onto the radar. It's so surprising because the game is really good. It's from Bruno Cathala as well. So that's still a small mystery for me. Right. Like how? Why?
What's it called again?
Histrio. Histrio.
Ah, there we go.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, one thing is that
it looks really colorful. It looks childish. I mean.
Yeah, it looked a little bit childish to me. That's one of the reasons why I was so unsure about the game.
Though it looks really cool. I mean, like really cool, and the components there, the plastic coins are really cool. I like them a lot. It's just awesome.
Plastic coins are superb.
Yeah, so that's the game. And
sold me on that one too.
The last one game I want to mention, I want to say that The Last Expedition, which came out in June, so this year basically just came out recently. The Last Expedition from Osprey Games, we got a review copy from them. It was one of my most anticipated games of 2017. We got this, we played it quite a few times already. It's an awesome game.
Oh, that's so cool.
I mean, like, I would not play it with more than maybe 2 or 3 players. 2 would be my best.
Yeah.
Because it's a cooperative game where it's basically a puzzle game. You're trying to match the symbols. You're trying to get through the jungle. You go through 9 cards with your meeple, but you have some events, you have some choices, you have some optional choices as well. So you're trying to play the cards down into this kind of a path of a jungle, and the cards have a number, so the cards will go in numerical order in the morning phase, and you want to go through all these cards. You have to resolve the cards, but the cards basically have mostly hazards. These are like, most of the cards are bad, like you lose health, you lose food, you have to spend ammunition in order to kill the animal, but then you get the food and such. So, but I mean, like, you have to go through all of these choices. Then you will just play another day until you either die or you get to the El Dorado. So sorry, I didn't tell, but the Lost Expedition means that they want to reach the lost city of Z, the El Dorado. It was inspired by the book, The Lost City of Z, by the story.
Do you know that? The story?
No, I don't.
Well, basically, it's just the story of looking for El Dorado.
So it's
I don't know
basically
what it was called.
I know kind of what El Dorado is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's a solo cooperative game. You can play 2-player competitive. We have to try it still, and then we're gonna do the review for that. But I mean, like, this game is awesome. I mean, It's so simple to get into. It's extremely simple. It's just cards, but these are big cards. Really cool, stylish artwork. I mean, when I first look at this,
almost are they as big as tarot size, or are they a little bit smaller? Because
tarot size. I mean, yeah, they
something like that.
A lot of games have been going with that size recently, and I've really enjoyed that. I like that size of card in games a lot.
Yeah, they don't have borders as well, so the art isn't on a whole card. So, and it's basically just few symbols that are really easy to understand. Really simple game to get into. It's not that simple to win.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Especially in solo, as I understand.
Yeah, solo seems absolutely impossible to win right now. Like, absolutely impossible.
Yeah, it's...
More random and less everything in the beginning.
I saw you struggling, yeah.
Yeah.
For a long time, I felt like Friday was just about impossible to win. And then...
actually, the second time, I nearly won. I was missing 2 life points or something like that.
It took me 13 tries to beat it on the regular difficulty. And now, though, I play it after 13 tries on regular and finally beat it. That I upped it.
You mean the regular? There's like levels. First level, you mean, or
right? Yeah, level 1. Okay. Yeah, level 1. So now I only play on level 4. I haven't beaten level 4 yet, but I've beaten the other 3 levels.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
How many times you played that altogether? I played it first time, I think yesterday, probably 2 times, and I really did like it. No, 1 time, 2.
Friday,
you liked it.
I did like it. I did like it a lot.
I've played it 20 times so far.
Oh.
Wow. Solo gamer. Get out.
Yeah, I know. I
never sorry, Ilya, but right now you are a minority because there are 2 people who like solos. So sorry. If someone then you are leaving.
I have all these games. I don't need you. Okay. I need you. These are multiplayer games.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
But anyway, the Lost Expedition. Somebody in the chat. Joseph Bridges. Yeah. Sorry. In chat, he said that the Grizzled. It's compared to Grizzled. I would agree. Yeah. I heard about that. It's because it's basically like a cooperative game, really simple cards, and all you play are basically hazards, and you try to go through them and just survive the deck.
Yep, right. So it's quite.
I like it much more than Grizzlies.
Choices are bad choices. You just have to find the path.
What cards should I play right now? Because you play some cards from your hand. You play in the morning phase, and whatever is left in your hand, you're gonna play in the evening phase. So you have to balance out what you play on what phase. So really cool. So how are we gonna go with?
I think maybe Baker wants to tell something.
Oh, sorry.
Game.
Huh? Oh, one more game.
That's totally shows Ilya's ego.
One more game.
I actually want to mention something as well. So Ilya, don't you hurry.
Well, you go ahead while I figure out what other game I'm going to mention.
Okay. Cool. So I have one more highlight that I kind of fell in love with. It is Mini Rails from YDS Games. It's a Taiwanese game that is not yet official out. It should be out anytime soon. So it's a review copy. It is like a miniature train game / stock market game, which feels so much. Yeah, actually, it is both more stock market game, which has
it's a stock market game basically.
Yeah, it has like railways because it's still built rails. So it has a little bit of that. But that's the idea behind the mini rails, the idea mini. And what is perfect there is that obviously the rules are extremely simple. It is mostly abstract game where on your turn you have 2 pawns and you always have to either buy a stock with one of action and build a rails with a second action. But in which turn you're going to do that, it's up to you. They're just going to be like wooden discs, different colors, placed on the player board, and you have to choose. So the discs are going to be like a railway company, so either shares or then railways. So you will have to choose which one do you want to buy shares, which one do you want to like advance. And then on the other side, if everybody wants to have the good one and everybody grabs it, and then it might not pay taxes, which has to like, one of the like the wooden discs has to stay on the board in order to go like on the bottom to pay taxes, so it like to have all those benefits. So it's like it's a position where all of the like everything you can do is all the wooden discs pretty much the same. You can do different stuff with them, and you're in exactly the position where if everybody does that cool one action, that means that there is a really great possibility there's no one is going to get the benefit out of it. So it's like such a great balance between like getting an action and like holding yourself back and making it so that it would pay taxes, so you would score. So I don't know, probably I explained it was a messy explanation, but that's a really, it was? You should have done better, Ilya. Well, Ilya is nodding here. Sorry. Yep, I know I'm bad at it, but
yeah, it's fine. It's okay. Basically, it's a stock market game where you try to buy new shares and try to mess up with the shares of your opponents and try to increase your shares in the most beneficial way. So
see, if you want to talk about a genre of games that as soon as I hear that it's in that genre, I have zero interest in trying it.
Oh no!
Trade stock market. Now, there's been plenty of games like that in the past where then I try a good version, a good game in that genre, and all of a sudden my eyes are open and I want to keep trying more and more. But I hear about, I don't know, anytime somebody says it's a train stock market game, it's just like, next video.
That's the thing. I would say it's a gateway stock market game, like in a sense of like, think about the gateway. It's right. Not heavy. It's not 18xx, and we are not into train stock market games as well at all.
Yeah.
But this one feels.
I know y'all have an 18xx shelf.
Yeah. Behind
it
this
feels
one, like a
little bit more Euro-y. So yeah, I would say if you get the chance, try it because it's so accessible. It's
when
so
does it actually come out?
We don't know exactly, but it should be out. They didn't
summer, maybe
something like that. Like it should be out anytime now because it's like pre-production. So
well, mention it to me again once it's actually out, and maybe this will be the one that I try, and maybe it'll bring me into the fold.
I don't think I still don't think that you should compare these two, because I don't think that mini rails is gonna get you into overly train games or stock market games. It's just so different. Here it's a little bit more like a theme is trains and theme is stock market.
I would say there's
but the way you play, it doesn't feel like that, anything at all.
I mean, like, forget the trains when you play this game. It's called mini rails, but there is no theme about the trains at all.
And well, if you take it that way, there is not much. I still think that there is trains mechanically.
I can feel the stock market theme a little bit, but the trains theme is pretty much the same. Zero. Like, no. Okay, whatever.
Well, overly, it's more like a theme, let's say.
Yeah. So, Baker.
You can highlight something else.
Tell us your boring.
Ameritrash game.
Ameritrash game.
Well, you happen to mention that. I just wanted to kind of point out, I've never been a completionist, right? Like, that's not my thing. I have lots of games where I have a expansion, but not all the expansions. The first game that I ever really completed all the expansions for was Mage Knight, just because I love Mage Knight so much. But just recently, I have developed a bit of a completionist bug for 2 games. One is The Others, because
I knew it.
My wife loves playing The Others so much that she actually gets into picking which next expansion we're going to get. So like we'll play a game using the new stuff, and then we'll go get a new expansion and that sort of thing. And the other one is Marvel Legendary, which I am so far behind, but it's like on Amazon I can get for one of the small expansions for like $15. So every couple of weeks or so, I'll just jump on there and grab a new one. I got one coming in tomorrow. I've got 3 already. So, and it's just like, adding more and more stuff in there, because it's just, Marvel Legendary is a deck builder, and the more you get, the more variety you have. And it's not like you're diluting the deck because, or diluting your selection, because there's a very specific way you set up each game, so you don't have to worry about the dilution factor that if, like I know with Ascension, if you get all the expansions, you really shouldn't mix them all together because it starts diluting everything, and a lot of the combos don't work anymore. It's not something you have to worry about with this one. So I've been having a blast tracking down all those expansions. I've only done the mini expansions so far, like the 100-card expansions for Legendary so far. But I'm getting ready to. I'm about to run out of the mini expansions, so I'm gonna have to move on to the bigger ones soon. So yeah, I've become a completionist in some aspects of the hobby now, which is troubling.
Check this one. So you became a completionist. I became a solo gamer.
Yeah, look at that.
And I'm all the same.
Yeah, boring, all the same, never
Boring.
change.
Ego. Mentioning too many games and such. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you think about me. Next time I'm gonna do it all alone. Episode 11. Episode 1-1. One person.
Yep.
Solo. My own solo show. I'm gonna do shows solo.
So I think we just made a perfect introduction because this is our 10th episode. It's gonna be special because we're gonna talk all about ourselves, and we already know a couple of details about each one of us, and that I'm a solo gamer, Baker is a completionist, Ilja is an egomaniac.
Wow.
And,
yeah, let's start in whatever order, but I think
so in whatever order.
Yeah, you can tell about yourself.
So Baker starts then.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, how far back should I start? When I was.
Who are you? What are you? What?
Okay, so.
What makes you Baker?
Yeah. What are you baking?
Well, you know, I don't bake that often, actually. So it's a kind of a misnomer. I was not named properly. I should be more, you know, microwaver. Really should be what I'm called.
I'm sorry. There was a song in Eurovision. You know Eurovision. There was a song from Latvia. It was like I have
Bake the
to
cake.
bake a cake.
Yeah.
I had no clue at all.
Yeah.
I wrote that.
I gotta bake a cake. Yeah.
That was really good.
I keep meaning to go watch some of that Eurovision stuff because it sounds insane. But so what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so okay, so I am. Let's see, what do I do with my day job? I am actually a police officer, so there's that. A lot of people don't realize that about me because I don't mention it a whole lot on the channel. So I do that as my day job. I've got 2 kids, 1 on the way, so there's that. And yeah, as far as like gaming goes, I got into gaming. I guess I'm not super new anymore because it was 5 years ago. In August, it'll be 5 years that I got into gaming. And the way that kind of happened was, you know, growing up, I'd always played the standard Monopoly, all that kind of stuff. And my wife now, but then, let's see, I believe we were not even engaged yet. So my girlfriend then, Brandy, and I, as well as Biaja, my daughter, were playing Sorry one day. And for whatever reason, and we were playing this variant of it where you actually have cards in your hand, so there's a little bit of strategy to it. And for whatever reason, it got very, very competitive. And we played probably 10 or 12 games in a row of this, just all day long, just playing Sorry. And we were really getting into it. And it was, you know, it was just one of those things. It's not something that necessarily would even happen again, you know. But in that particular moment, it was just so much fun playing that game. And so I started thinking, at this point, I was only a video gamer. Like, I play video games all the time. That was my primary form of entertainment. And I just started thinking, though, that was, you know, hey, that was a lot of fun. And the next time I was at Barnes & Noble, I stumbled upon their board game collection, which I'd never even paid attention to. And I started looking at this stuff, and there was a lot of stuff that I'd never heard of before and that seemed kind of cool. And 2 games stood out to me, Small World and Mansions of Madness, first edition, obviously. And I was looking at them, and I was trying to decide, you know, how to pick one of these up. And I almost grabbed Mansions of Madness, and I'm really glad I didn't. Because if I got that first, I think I would have become frustrated. But I got Small World. Came back and did the whole, which I never do this anymore. I learned the rules while we tried to play the game. You know, like opened it up with my wife and my one of my good friends, Eric. And so while I'm reading through the rules, we're learning the game as we play, which I never recommend anybody do anymore. I always make sure I know the rules prior to playing a game now.
Yeah.
But for whatever, we still liked it that night. And so we played it a few more times over the next few days. And I kept thinking about Mansions of Madness. But I kind of had a feeling I needed some help. So I YouTubed Mansions of Madness and ran across Rodney Smith's very first videos he ever did, which were for Mansions of Madness. This is before Watch It Played even existed. And watched that, kind of understood how to play, got Mansions of Madness. And so for a long time, those two games were the only two we had, and we would go back and forth playing Mansions of Madness and Small World. And then I slowly kind of collected another game here or there. And after about 2 years of that, I pretty much gave up video games entirely, was only playing board games, started the channel, all this kind of stuff. And I've slowly developed from thinking Euro games were completely stupid and I would never touch one to now I feel like I'm a pretty balanced gamer, even though maybe I have a slant a little bit towards the Ameritrash games. But yeah, that's kind of how I got to where I am in terms of gaming. In terms of what do you want to know? Life? Are we talking about life here too?
Yep.
I've been in the Army. I was in the Army for 5 years. I jumped out of airplanes and stuff like that, so that was cool.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah. I can't remember how many. I was only jumping out of airplanes the last year or so I was in the Army, but I think I did like 10 jumps, 12 jumps, somewhere in that area, and landed in a few trees, so that was fun. What else? So got out of the Army, came back home, and joined the police force, and I've been a cop for about 5 years now, and love that job. So that one I don't plan on giving up anytime soon.
Why do you like it?
Wait. You're a cop? You're a
Yeah.
cop? Oh my God. No.
Right, yeah, I know.
Why do you like it?
You're outside my jurisdiction, don't worry. I'm not Interpol.
Sorry.
Why do you like it? Because it sounds not even like dangerous. It sounds in a sense dirty because you're just dealing a lot with
Sorry.
not even maybe so much criminal. Well, definitely criminals, but yeah, if you think like when is the police called in, it's often like either fights or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this, that you really kind of hit on something there, because there's definitely times when I've had to remind myself that, because it could get kind of depressing sometimes, because everybody you deal with, you have to remember you're seeing them at their worst moment. You know, like, this isn't who they are all the time necessarily. This is them at their worst moment. Something terrible either happened to them or they've done something terrible, but it's not necessarily who they are or what's going on all the time. And so you're right. Yeah. A lot of times that's all you ever see. So you have to remind yourself that people are just people, and you've had bad moments too, you know, and maybe not as bad as they're having, but still. But as far as why I like it, I really do enjoy the aspect of when you help someone through those bad moments and you actually are able to make a difference in that. You know, I have no illusions that I make a difference in terms of the world is necessarily a safer place whenever I retire 20 years from now. You know, like, it's pretty much going to be the same, but I've helped individual people along the way and made their particular lives better. And then on top of that, there is a aspect of excitement to it. You know, when something is going on right then, it is exciting, and you know. But I feel like there's certain people who are kind of cut out to do that sort of thing, and turns out I happen to be one. I don't think I ever necessarily would have felt that when I was growing up as a kid that I would, but you know, I enjoyed the Army. You know, the best times in the Army were like jumping out of the airplanes or the training aspects, you know, when you were doing something rather than just sitting in an office. And yeah, so I think that the fact that it's different every day, that really is something that I probably have a shorter attention span than some people. So having something be different every day helps out a lot as far as being enjoyed.
Yeah, it does.
But, yeah. So unless I win the lotto, I plan on being a cop the rest of my career. So
you plan to be?
Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely would. I'm definitely planning on that. That'll be my career. I'll retire doing that. In 20 years or so. Yeah.
Well, if you like it, like I
Yeah.
mean,
That's the key. So many people have jobs they don't actually like. They do it because it pays the bills or
Yeah.
provides for the family, which is all good reasons to have a job. But if you can manage to find one that does those things and you enjoy it, stick with it.
Yep. I agree.
cool. That's the story of Baker. Though probably have more questions, and you can always ask questions
by
in
the
the
way.
chat about us, about our lives, and we will try to answer them. Like for example, at the end, I mean, like whenever we tell our stories, if you can already
Stories of
start
our
writing,
lives.
you can already start writing the questions or thinking about the questions. So later on, after all of that, we're gonna answer a few questions as well. So Alina, you wanna?
Yeah, I think I'll do the next one because our like gaming, like how we became gamers, gonna intertwine. Yep. So I have enjoyed gaming from quite a childhood, but when I was a teenager, like early adult, young adult, then I really never had anyone to play with. So I kind of got a game, was like, yeah, I'm so excited. And then no one wanted to play. Then I eventually got rid of the games. Then something like 5-something years ago, I met Ilja, and he was playing with his best friend's Monopoly Deal. Do you know the card games?
Monopoly Deal?
Yeah, it's like a card
No.
game. It's actually better than Monopoly because in Monopoly you really like roll dice and do whatever happens, but there you have choices to make.
Okay.
So we played that, and I really enjoyed it. It was like, let me try. So I actually bought the Munchkin game, and we played it, like four friends. We played the whole summer, like literally whole summer. It was crazy, but it really got us into the hobby. So for now it should be 5 years, by the way. And the next game after Munchkin was actually right away Arkham Horror. So I know it's quite a jump,
but jump. That's
I know. And after Arkham Horror, we played. So in the very beginning, I introduced Ilja to the gaming, and I chose the first games. But Ilja got really quickly into it and basically took it over. So now Ilja tells me about the games, and I'm more like a little bit more passive role. But yeah. But that's kind of reason, like this jump is the reason why I skipped the classics. So we've never played Settlers of Catan. We've never played, so we played only recently Carcassonne. And there is something else that like one of the classics we never played.
See, I've only played the digital version of Carcassonne on the Xbox, and I maybe played a digital version of Catan. But yeah, I've never played those kind of classics either.
I would actually love to play and try the Settlers of Catan just to know, because I'm kind of like in everything in life, I really like to know classics.
Yeah.
If everybody's gonna tell me about something, I'm gonna read or watch this movie, like whatever we're talking about. I'm still struggling with Star Wars though. I tried the once, I just hate it. It's so badly that. And I only recently watched the Aliens, but I really love that.
You do like Aliens?
I do. I really do. I really like that one. Watched only one, then the second one, but I really liked it. Ilja didn't. So yeah, I'm more for now. I'm more Eurogamers. I don't really like war games or Ameritrash. Not really. My sweet spot is midweight Europe and streamlined. So this is my total sweet spot. And a part of board games, I do the boring office work that I actually really enjoy. Officially, most part of my let's say 50% time of I do CS, so customer support. But I enjoy so much more my other side projects that I do, and I really want to move forward to do full-time them. So I just have to work, and it's like really overwhelming and busy right now at work with all those side projects, but I love it so badly. I really feel that like this job that I have right now is the best thing ever happened to me. I really love it. It's like a really great passion, like second big passion for me.
See, that's perfect for work.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah, it's like I really want to move towards compliance and fighting crime. But yeah, still, it still is like fighting and preventing fraud and like financial crime. So yeah, I'm really into that. I really want it, but not yet. Just customer support specialist for now.
Soon.
Let's hope so. I really hope so.
Me too.
That's my story. And yeah, let's go to Ilja.
My story, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So I was born in when I was 1 year old. No. Basically, what I want to talk about myself is that from some point I really wanted to go into music. So I wanted to sing. I started doing my own stuff, composing and such. So eventually I ended up studying music. First in kind of we have 12 grades, and after that it's like it's like a college type, something like that, or high school, maybe high school type, where I don't know.
I think it's more like a college. It should be more. Yeah, I think it should be more like college.
Like one is university, one is high school. So
yeah,
high school is before
the one is between these two is more like a college.
How's it go? How does it go in America?
For us, you go all the way, elementary school, middle school, high school, and then college. College and university is the same thing over here. Really.
Okay,
we have colleges and we have universities.
Yep, it's kind of same here. Yep, it is. It's more or less. So they are like overlapping a lot. So
anyway, yeah, it's sort of between college and high school, where I studied composition. Classical composition, and then I went to university to study it more. I eventually realized that it's all really cool, but I want to do something else. So I met Alina in 2012. Yes, I met you before, but I mean, like, I went in 2011. I went to work in Olde Hansa. This is the restaurants. So I went there, so I met quite a few folks that I know well right now, really cool. And then I met Alina in Olde Hansa.
I have to mention that first time. So we went out and Ilja was already like, so who are you? And he was like, started like, flirting with me. And he added me a Facebook friend. And when he knew at that moment that I'm taken, he completely lost interest. It was like so funny and slightly frustrating. It was a complete, like, he didn't even like greet me. He didn't even like hello at work. He was like such a douchebag.
Oh, wow.
It's true.
Well, no, but I
bought flowers every day and
but the small
brought
tiny
coffee to my own beds for myself. Yeah. That's a good time.
Wait. Did you say you bought flowers for yourself?
Display. Hi. Hello. I just say hi from the chat. Sorry?
Did you say you bought flowers for yourself?
Yeah. Like I didn't have anyone, so I had to buy things for myself. Do romantic evenings with myself. Oh no, it's getting weird.
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, yeah.
Well, it's okay. I once bought flowers for myself.
We will get to that. Yeah, that will be one of the questions. So anyway, I basically in Olde Hansa I met Alina. So eventually, Alina showed me Munchkin. We got few of my friends, so we got all together and we played Munchkin all the time. Like there was like one summer, the whole summer we played just Munchkin almost every day.
Yeah, when you weren't here, I already mentioned the story. Just so you would know.
Okay. You mentioned the later on the first game was Arkham Horror and Cosmic Encounter and such. Yep. So we went into that, and at some point, like for myself at least, at some point after those, like after Munchkin, getting into Arkham Horror is not as like I wouldn't recommend that really, but at some point something clicked with me, And I started researching about the games myself, and starting like reading more, listening more, and doing more stuff regarding the games. And I became kind of obsessed with that, to find more games myself. So eventually I took over Alina's account on BGG.
Oh yes.
Now I manage
It's
the
still
account.
under my name. It's like, yeah, whatever. Like using my nickname pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, like right now, basically with reviews. So I do all the stuff with wishlist own games as well. So eventually, yeah, I got crazy. At some point I wanted to like write about games, write reviews, something like that. So I started a Facebook page. It didn't go that well. At some point we started the blog. So eventually we somehow got to YouTube. I somehow got to start the Würfel Reviews as a channel. So it was really cool. Alina joined me as well. We had Andres at some point as well. So eventually we had a team, not just me. So it was really cool. That's how Würfel Reviews basically began.
Wait, was there a third person?
Yeah, Andres.
Andres was for a moment. Yeah, I mean, like he did the Russian stuff mostly, but he appeared in the like one of the first videos. I deleted it, but I mean, like one of the first was Deus. Deus was the game.
Why'd you delete it?
Deus was reviewed by me and Andres.
Yeah. Why'd you delete it?
Not Deus. I mean, like I deleted some videos before that were just so lame that there's no point in them. Yeah.
We should compare lame videos sometimes. You should go back and look at my early videos.
I actually want to.
Yeah. I'll admit I've thought about taking some of them off just because it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Anyway,
like I have no history with video editing. I've done all my learning in front of everybody here on YouTube. So anyway,
basically the same. I mean, like I just started editing things out of nowhere. Just had some problem. Now I have Sony Vegas, so it's a more advanced thing there. So I got to that one. So yeah, I do like all sorts of games. I do really like card games, because for me card games are board games, at least because you can do so many things with cards. You can lay them out as a like, for example, Honshu is a card game, but it's a tile laying game. You can play like First Class is basically a card game, but it's a Euro game. It feels like the big game. So I do like of them. I'm not into co-ops anymore that much. I do like Euro games. Of course, the French school is my favorite. Bruno Catala is my favorite designer as well. So French school of Euros with some twists, maybe some take that into the Euro game. That would be my perfect fit. I do like outguessing games. One of my like history of why I like it so much, because of the outguessing. And one of my best games of all time is one of the best games of all time for me is Mission Red Planet, for example. So I do like also of these games. Now, we didn't have the problem with the channel throughout the years and with reviews is that we didn't have enough time. And I started doing Blender as well at first, and Alina joined me, and it just took so much time. You were in Blender as well.
Yeah.
I
actually ended up leaving partially because it was just same thing. Time.
Yeah, just no time, because you need to prepare these extra segments that take much more time, and the format we did was different. So at that time, I mean, so it was really hard to get the time done. And eventually, starting from this year, starting from June, I'm now working in the board gaming industry.
It's a dream work, something.
So now I'm working for Playmore Games, and they are doing the project called Diced. I'm not gonna advertise it right here. So,
but you don't have to advertise. You can just tell what it is.
Yeah, I'm a regional manager, so I'm responsible for the regions like the Baltics and Russia. And Diced is an app that it's like a tutorial. I mean, the whole app will be like a platform. It will have extra features in it, but eventually these are tutorials for games that you can just basically, without reading the rule book, you can put the tablet or the phone in the middle and start learning the game with this app, with the interactive app. It has the voiceover. It shows you things in 3D elements as well, how you do this stuff, how you do that stuff, how you do the setup. It's really cool. You have like, it just walks you through the game, sort of a first few turns, and then you play the game. After that, you will have the rule lookup tool, which will be updated by the publishers themselves, where you can just basically, you don't have to argue anymore. Like, that's the thing. Yeah. This is the definite rule collection, but it teaches, like, as you said before, at first you started like that. So you just took the rule book, you started reading in front of everyone and just trying to learn the game. Is it so, Baker?
Yes,
like one of your first games.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So basically this is something similar, but you don't have to read the rule book. The rule book is in this kind of a app that it's not even the rule book. It's an interactive tutorial filming 3D thing, tool that just basically walks you through these turns, the setup, and just asks you if you understand that or not. You know, it's just really cool. You can all learn at once in a really cool, faster, interactive way. Not let one person suffer by reading a bad rule book. So
that's make everyone else suffer by explaining the rules poorly, which is frequently my problem.
So the app knows exactly what are the rules. It will not explain you poorly. Like it knows exactly how to explain and what to explain.
Right.
That's the thing. So I'm working for DICE, so now we have more time.
And now, like I really had a dream that I can work from home, and that Ilja would have the same work. I mentioned that to Baker definitely at least once. And as we now both can work from home, we can travel much more, which means that we can come to US for a longer time. We can, work during the daytime and visit friends and play games in the evening. So we just have to find the babysitters for our cats, which shouldn't be that hard. That shouldn't be that hard, though.
Cats are little babies.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's briefly my life and basically Alina's life combined. I mean, like starting from Munchkin, it just went all together. So
board games is definitely our mutual passion that is definitely combining us too. It's cool.
Well, we've got
questions.
Yeah, we'll have
some questions.
Yeah, several.
We're a little over an hour already, but we can maybe wrap up by answering his question.
Yeah, but like, I mean, maybe there are more questions. Just write them down right away, because otherwise we'll just shut down the live stream and you won't get to know about us anymore any time soon.
What?
I don't know. I just said something. Just fire the questions. Everyone who is watching.
Yeah, but we can meantime really like reply to the questions asked meantime.
So the first question was by Kyle Woods. Who won the first semi-final at Eurovision in 2013?
Did you Google it? Did you Google
it? Care.
No, I just remember. I remember Denmark won.
Oh, I just don't care.
Oh, do you watch Eurovision?
Yeah, I mean, it's common knowledge, I feel. Down here in South Carolina, we all watch Eurovision.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
There's a question about Age of Thieves. There aren't many reviews, although you have one. I'm keen. I love the idea and them, but Sam Healy didn't rate it as good as you guys. I think that Sam Healy liked it quite, like we maybe liked it a little bit more, because we aren't into this kind of a hidden movement, sort of this kind of a feel of games, into this Amerithrashy kind of feel of games. And that was a really big surprise for us, and that's why we liked it very much.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. Dice Tower didn't really like it. Like maybe there was like a mixed opinions, a mixed like feelings, but it definitely was not like a positive review. So yeah, we certainly did love it much more, and I'm still on the same position. I absolutely love the game, although we didn't play it more, but I still want to play some more time.
Yeah, it's a really cool game. I don't know why there aren't many reviews. Probably because Galacta isn't that I would say it's not the front company. I mean, like today we have Cool Mini or Not, you have this repos and yellow and whatever. So, and the cat is trying to get into your room. Yes.
Should I open
But
the door,
she'll
maybe?
be fine. She'll be fine.
Yeah, it
No.
should be fine.
Wait, so there's a question to Baker. Are there any police-themed board games, computer games, which you enjoyed?
Back when I played on the Xbox, I never really, there weren't a whole lot, because I know way back in the day, there were some police-themed games that, like SWAT and stuff like that, I think I recall. But when I was playing, it was more Rainbow Six and stuff like that was what was really kind of active. And I did enjoy those games. But those are really more military, obviously.
But wait, Counter-Strike?
Counter-Strike, I think. Well, no, I guess there was a SWAT. I don't know. I never really played Counter-Strike, but that's a good question. I never really played Counter-Strike much. So the answer as far as computer games go, no, I didn't really do a whole lot of that. The board games, obviously, Police Precinct is probably the most well-known police game, and I have not played it yet. I have kind of held off on purchasing it just because, like, I have a hard time, ever since I became a cop, watching cop TV shows is a little more difficult because so much of it is not real. Like, CSI is probably the worst culprit as far as they'll get DNA and 30 minutes later they have who it matches to, and that doesn't happen. It takes like months to get DNA back. So it's hard for me to watch that stuff just because of how unrealistic it is for me, which, you know, kind of ruins it for other people when I'm sitting there saying, oh, that could never happen.
Yeah.
And so the board game, I haven't spent money on it because I'm worried that I'll have that same kind of hang up with it, even though it's just a board game. Mm-hmm. But I really want to play it and see if I like it, because I think it'd be cool to have something like that to play. But to answer your question, no, I have not played it yet. No, I'm open to it.
Yeah, the police, there are many. I mean, like,
yeah, there could be more.
Precinct, and I don't know if it sounds fine for us, but cooperative game, the Police Precinct. So
there could be more, though. I agree.
Yeah. So anyway, there's another question to Alina.
Yep.
What about Go or Baduk? Do you still play it? What is your approximate rank? Did you watch AlphaGo games?
I think it's no to nearly all of the questions. I still like Go, but I don't have anyone to play with, which is the biggest problem. And I never played it like much enough to get a rank. So I'm still like, I would still be in the position where I lose every game, I think. Maybe not against Ilja, but doesn't count. So either way, I like the game because it's such a pure strategy, and is like this is the game that has pretty much no theme at all, but it itself creates one. So it really has the life in there. So we still have the game, so I really hope to play it at some moment. But yeah, unfortunately, for now it's just a dream, and maybe I'll find someone at my job to play. But again, everything else takes the time, because you really have to invest a lot of time into Go. So unfortunately, no. Would love to.
So, there's one more question here, as I see.
I think it was, yeah.
There's more than one, but
yeah, there's more.
What do you all think about putting enormous time to perfecting a single game like Go or chess in comparison to sort of board game hopping, when you play a new game a few times and then switch to another new cool game, etc.? So at some point I was like, I didn't mention during my life I was playing a lot of chess. I went to tournaments as well as a child. So right now, I don't feel like I want to spend a lot of time on one game, perfecting it. I want to discover. I like exploring. I like discovering. And for me, trying a new game is sort of like a discovering. It's comparing. It's an extra thing that I really, really enjoy in this board gaming hobby. That I can choose, I can compare, I can I can take something new, I can take something old, I can just vary things. What about the others?
I'd say pretty much the same in most of the cases. I actually found myself even thinking that, like, hey, why are we playing this game like 3 times in a row? Like, come on, I need something new. So I'm definitely more into discovering, with maybe some exceptions. I really have to play the game enough to have, the feel. After that, I can switch to a new one. But usually it's still a couple of times rather. I guess that kind of actually makes us the reviewers, because reviewers are the ones who are more into discovering and trying new games. Yeah. Because we've seen other gamers who are more into, why are you getting so many games and playing like a couple of times each? Because they're more into playing one game like 15, 20, 30 times. But I think that is something to like in common with the reviewers.
What about Baker?
Well, I mean, that's why, like, on my channel, reviews are like very rare compared to the other types of videos I put out. Because, in fact, my last review at this point, I think, is like 3 or 4 months ago. Because I do get new games, and this year has definitely seen me acquire more games than I have in previous years. However, I also really like, not to the point of like chess or Go where it becomes the game you play, or even Magic the Gathering for some people where it's the game they play. I'm never going to have that type of game. But I really enjoy, Mage Knight is a game that I've really just enjoyed getting into. And that's, that's a 2 to 3 hour commitment every time you play it. And I've played solo, I don't know, somewhere around 15 times at this point with that game. And, Zaya now has a solo mode that I'm really excited to dive into it. But I've got a buddy who loves playing Zaya with me. Same thing with Mage Knight. And I anticipate with Gloomhaven and Kingdom Death, when they show up, that those games are probably going to become my 2, like, almost the only 2 games I play as far as solo experience goes for a while, because I really want to dive into those games and see how far, see all the stuff that I can explore in them. There's so much in both those games. And I feel like with those 2 games, you can't really, if you get those 2 games with the intention of playing 2 or 3 times, then you're really doing yourself a disservice for multiple reasons. And, whereas there's, a lot of games are, you can play, most of the games on my shelf 2 or 3 times and feel like you've gotten a pretty good experience out of them, and be fine with moving on, and there's definitely a couple of games on my shelf I've only played probably twice. And I might, be happy never playing them again.
Some games are addictive. I mean, like, with some games, which, for example, we played Fuse recently. Yesterday we played Fuse and we wanted to play it again and again. But the thing is that, some, especially usually, like, I mean, simple, fast, simple and fast games are usually addictive. Puzzly games as well.
Yeah,
because you want to win. You want to
like
something.
I know I can do better next time. I know I can win next time. These are the ones that are.
Well, you can think of the same. I know I can do better next time in this big game, but like this setup, the amount of time it takes, it just, you don't want to play it again because you get this full experience. Your stomach is basically full, and then you wanna go either with the dessert.
What are you doing with the components?
I'm just hungry right now. I'm getting so hungry, as the cats as well. But there's another question: is there a mode for people who enjoy reading a bad rulebook and explaining the game?
I guess that's for the diced.
No, who enjoy reading the bad rulebook. Is there a mode for those? Yes, it's called Call Kyle Woods. He will explain you the game. And he will read the game for you. A bad rule book, like
you need to just have built into the app. You press a button and it calls Kyle directly.
Yes,
that would be good.
And then you can read the whole rule book to Kyle, and then he can.
Right.
He can
flawless,
give you advice.
It's flawless. I think it's exactly.
He can give you this kind of a lawyer advice on that, whether you should call him for that reason or not. Okay. There's one question: where would you come in the US now that you can travel? It's for us, Alina. I think We're gonna go
Yeah.
to Dice Tower Con.
Yeah,
Cruise,
so we
Cruise.
plan to come early December. Yay. And we plan to visit to see a couple of friends. Kyle in Atlanta, Baker in
North Carolina?
Bluffton. Was it Bluffton?
Bluffton.
Yep. And maybe I will go to Tampa as well, but just because we have an office there. So I might go either a week earlier or a week later just to work there as well. And I kind of hope I'll find a project there for myself to go and do stuff there, because otherwise, and that is then company will pay the tickets as well, the plane tickets. Well, either way, I would love to see our office as well, especially if it's so close to Florida, because, well, yeah, it is in Florida. I mean, like to a place where you go to cruise.
But anyway, yeah, we want to visit you as
Luckily,
well.
it's just all.
Oh, hello, Cat.
Yeah, Kitty's hungry. I'm just afraid, like, if she's gonna like stand on my keyboard, it's definitely gonna mess up with the Google Hangouts.
Well, hey, actually,
I
got one more question. I'm gonna have to jump out of here.
Okay, fine. She did it. That's a hungry meeple.
Hungry.
No, she's just hungry.
So
yeah.
But do we have any more questions, by the way?
We have one more question, yeah, and then I got to jump out of here for sure.
Okay.
But Netters Plays wants to know if any of us are going to BGG Con, because she would love to meet you, she said, which I assume would be
all of us.
Alina, because me and Ilya are
no. I think it's about all of us. Actually, if there would be one con in US where I would go, if I could choose one, it would be BGG Con, but unfortunately not now.
Yeah, I also will not be at BGG Con. I'm hoping to make it to a con somewhere in the next year.
Yeah. But it really looks so much fun. All the photos, all the tweets look so much fun.
Yeah.
I really badly want to go there.
Yeah. But Essen is there. I need to work there as well for Dice. So, and then Dice Tower Cruise. So I cannot go everywhere.
Yeah, we'll be out of our vacation as well.
I mean, I can work from America, but
yeah, I can work as well, but you can't just work. Plus the time to get there, you need days off.
Yes. So that's why, sorry, won't be there. Anyway, we have talked quite much.
Yeah.
Cats are hungry.
Yeah.
Baker is hungry as well, it seems. He wants to go now.
I have a number of
play Century Spice Road with his wife.
Yeah, I need to order it, actually. I don't have it.
So you're gonna play Splendor then? You have to play.
Yes, probably.
Play Splendor, yeah.
Or Euphoria. She likes Euphoria.
So Euphoria, and on top of that, you play Euphoria and Splendor combined. You have to take the die. Sorry, you have to take the. Yeah, you have to take the cards from the center by placing dice into the tunnels.
Right.
And getting the resources that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know you'd read about that variant, but yeah,
yeah. At the end of the game, you get poker chips that you can grab home. Yeah. So.
Okay, we've gone completely off the rails here.
We're done.
Right. Thanks to everybody who watched us, though. This was great having an interaction. Good having all y'all here.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you next month. Gonna talk some more interesting stuff.
Yes, next month, the 1st July. No, I'm kidding. But we try to do it earlier than the end of the month.
I will try to find.
And not on Tuesday, yeah.
Like ultimate day that would be more fixed. Not sure we can do that. We'll try, but yeah, and we'll see which timing works best with all of us.
Yeah, but I mean not Tuesday.
Yeah, probably not. Well, I'm fine with Tuesday, but we'll see. Yeah, let us know if you really want to see our show live. Then let us know what time would be perfect for you. By the way, that way we can see
under the
tweets.
It comes live.
Yeah, YouTube comments, whichever feels. You can message us directly. So whichever feels.
I'm gonna write Baker's phone number in the chat. So.
Oh yeah, that's best.
That's fine.
Or Kyle. Sorry, Kyle. He's our. Accountant, yeah.
He should become our manager.
Yes, he's our manager already, managing our flights and such and cruise. But anyway, thank you much. Bye bye.
Yeah. See you next time.
Yay! We're gonna end the broadcast in a 3,
Why is yay?
2.
It's
We have
May.
to-
Yay! Finally, I don't want to see you anymore. Get away. Ciao.